sure some of you have noticed what's been happening the last few days. I just want to let you all know right now, like, I'm in neither one of your cults, okay? If you want me to be in your cults, you can go. Oh, I'm not in a damn cult. I'm not a Republican cult. I'm a free American. I'll make my own decisions, and I'll say whatever I want about whatever president's in power, okay? Simple as that. I don't give a what you guys have to say. No, I mean it. It's like, if you guys are getting any, I implore you to do the exact same thing. I know this is crazy, but did you know that politicians lie? Oh, wow. That's something I just found out. Wow. Someone's like, Trump's a liar. You didn't know he's a liar? And I was like, oh, I thought they were all liars. I didn't realize that there are people that tell you the truth in politics. So what you do is, with politicians, is you gravitate towards the lies you like better. That's what we all do. One or two of those lies happen. Exactly. It's simple as that.
Seeing Andrew Schulz coping hard with the backlash from his viewers after getting duped in front of the whole world is one of the perks of being a professional hater. It's like watching Brendan Schaub insist he doesn't give a fuck about the haters in every single podcast he does, and then reading through court filings filled with private text messages from him complaining about how the haters are winning and keeping him up at night. I'm a simple man. I see Andrew Schulz squirming in his wife's capris and I click. The latest episode of Flagrant had more leg slapping, nipple squeezing and fart sniffing than usual. It was like a group therapy session for comedians drunk on each other's $300 cologne. And the gaslighting was off the charts. The cope coming from Andy and the Toy Story boys is so bad at this point that the comment section is more entertaining than the podcast itself. The fact Andrew completely misunderstands why everyone's been criticizing him explains a lot. Schulz take accountability challenge, difficulty level impossible. Rich people laughing right to your face telling you to shut the fuck up is peak podcast era. I'll say whatever I want to whichever president is in power, as soon as they leave the building and can't hear what I have to say. Yeah, Andrew, you're so tough and confident. You sure showed us. Show title should be Backpedaling 101. That sarcasm he used to deflect on how much he fucked up is hilarious. Andrew got tricked by jingling keys, a true intellectual titan in the podcasting space. I'll say whatever I want to whatever president's in power, but not to their face. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge. There are some Olympic level 180s and backflips being done by these boys in the intro. The gaslighting on the intro is legendary. But it's not just the gaslighting that's got their fan base turning on them, it's the collection of strawman arguments they're making to justify why they got duped and why that's okay. They're basically arguing against points that no one's making, and that's the beauty of this whole situation. It's almost poetic. These guys have absolutely no idea what the problem actually is.
What's up, everybody? Apparently we ruined America. You know, we were trying to hold the person in power, President Trump, accountable for not fulfilling some of his promises, and that was foolish, man.
Nah, you're an idiot.
That was
a
bad thing to do. Once you vote for somebody, no matter what they do, even if it's the exact opposite of what they say they're going to do, you just ride that until the wheels fall off.
Yes, double down.
Exactly.
Always double down.
Like if you vote for a guy that you know is dead, you pretend he's not dead for 4 years.
Exactly.
That's what makes you virtuous.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's what makes you care about your country.
Pick a
side, man. Pick a side, and you die for that side. You know, so that's, you know, that was a big of ours.
That was a big.
We just kind of wanted to know about Epstein, you know, victimizing 1,000 girls and who else he did it with. We just kind of wanted to know. And Trump was like, you're not going to know. And we were like, I don't like that.
Yeah, but
that's our fault.
Yeah, that's being a bad American.
But we were being bad.
A good American says, yes, T-Daddy, thank you so much.
Damn.
Can I have some more? That's what you're supposed to say. That's what a good American says.
See, it's not about left versus right or Republicans versus Dems, and it's definitely not about the way they supposedly called out the president in last week's Flagrant episode. Let me lay this out for Andy and Akash in real simple terms so even their genius comedy brains can understand this. You guys are supposed to be comedians. You made it big through clipping up your crowd work on social media, and you backed it up through multiple JRE guest appearances. Then when your following got big enough, you somehow got the idea that you were an intellectual thought leader with hot takes and deep epiphanies that comedy fans would be interested in. So you rebranded your podcast from Flagrant 2 to just Flagrant. I mean, let's just appreciate the genius of that rebrand right there. And then you started talking more and more about political issues and current events. Then 2024 came along and the Trump administration came up with a genius idea to cozy up to a bunch of influencers. You thought that meant your opinions mattered and it justified your rebrand from comedy podcast to public intellectuals with jokes. Trump won. The New York Times branded Andrew Schultz as America's foremost political journalist. Mission accomplished. You did it. You had the White House's attention. You had a comedy special on Netflix, a steady flow of political guests, and even the mainstream media were starting to acknowledge that you are a force to be reckoned with. But then everything fell apart in a matter of months. You picked a side, and then the leader of that side turned his back on you and told you to shut the fuck up and stay in your lane. I mean, just yesterday he publicly disowned you in an interview at the White House. He doesn't need you anymore. And it seems like your whole audience realized that you're not a fucking journalist. You're a comedy podcaster that bit off more than he could chew. And for some reason, you still don't get it.
You know what I'm getting a lot of? You talked to him, you platformed him, as if he was at 0%. And then we talked to him, and then he won the election. As if he had no shot of winning.
Hold on.
People were like, this guy's a monster, he's not a human being. Then we humanize him. That's what he keeps saying.
Let's game theory this, Akash. Okay,
Yeah.
we are so powerful and influential by
Yes.
simply sitting down with him.
Yeah.
Right? We made him president.
Yeah.
So one would think that if we are disillusioned by some of the things that he is doing as president, and we're upset that that same influence might be able to make someone else president. So shouldn't you be embracing this massive influence?
Yeah,
that you
come to
think
our
you have?
side. That's
Plainly
okay.
as, yeah.
Or you just want to take no accountability for the fact that you ran a dead guy and a woman that couldn't speak.
Yeah. With no primary.
With no primary at all. So let's just put it again.
Maybe she could speak, but she wouldn't speak to us.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to both people who could be president of the country. Sorry, I'm an asshole. Sorry, I'm a bad person. Yeah, I mean,
do you know that? I know this is crazy, but did you know that politicians lie?
Wow.
That's something I just found out.
Wow.
Someone's like, Trump's a liar. You didn't know he's a liar? And I was like, oh, I thought they were all liars. I didn't realize that there are people that tell you the truth in politics. So what you do is, with politicians, is you gravitate towards the lies you like better. That's what we all do.
One or two of those lies happen.
Exactly. It's simple as that.
Schultz thinks the criticism is coming from the left. Bro, the criticism is coming from comedy fans who are sick and tired of listening to your political bullshit. They want the old flagrant where you never used to pick sides and talk shit on everything and anything. These guys have gone so far down the rabbit hole on Twitter that they can't even understand the actual problem anymore. And the funniest part is their fans are literally spelling it out for them in the comment section underneath their own videos, just like I showed you at the beginning of this video. But they're so caught up in the replies on their tweets from bots that they spend most of their podcast now complaining about their haters. Someone needs to tell them that they've probably been arguing with computers. But every now and then these podcast millionaires remind us that they're not like us. They live in a completely different world with different rules, different struggles, and different pants. That's where the whole comedian political journalist thing goes out the window.
We are as powerful as they think we are. We changed politics, dude.
I mean, the White House did respond.
Yes.
They did.
They did respond.
That's just awesome.
I
That was
texted
the
him on the
dumbest thing
side.
that the White House has ever done. I just want to point this
No,
out.
I texted him on the side, and I was
Never
like,
respond to us.
but I was like, just take a second to appreciate how cool that is that the White House is saying your name. That's so crazy.
He said something like, Andrew knows that life is better in America right now, and I'm sitting there, I'm struggling in my house in the Hamptons, looking at my pool with my daughter.
Your daughter's eating sand?
Yeah, she's eating sand. I'm like, I don't know if I can live in this America. I went to the store, I got an $8 Arnold Palmer. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to exist in this America. Now, there was a moment when he said life is good, and I was like, hey, he's not wrong about that. But yeah, that's okay. So listen, something we say now, we expect an immediate response from the White House.
Yeah.
And precedent has been set.
Mm-hmm.
If we talk about the White House, they respond. And if they don't respond, what do we do then?
Do another episode until they respond.
Yeah, we don't stop.
We double down.
Damn, I wish we had a better response. I just kind of lobbed up something with no grammar. It was a volleyball net. Anyway, boys.
Andrew Schultz bragging about his Hamptons lifestyle while dressed like an Ivy League fuckboy on spring break, gearing up for a big weekend of sailing with his dad's buddies without even a hint of irony is some of the saddest shit I've ever seen. Between Schultz, Tom, Burt and Rogan, the competition for the most out-of-touch douchebag in comedy is fierce. They've all become the people they used to make fun of, and they did it with a straight face and absolutely zero self-awareness. As usual though, things got worse, because just to show everyone just how much they don't care about any of this backlash, how they're steaming straight ahead without paying any attention to the haters, they're basically completely refusing to acknowledge even an inch of criticism from their fans, right? Maybe not.
I think they think we were supposed to dunk on Trump immediately, make him get up and walk off in 30 seconds, and now we're all happy.
Yeah.
So we had an hour conversation so we could get information out of it.
that.
But you got the questions like Schultz saying, hey, what about people who are here working hard?
No,
and then Trump saying, well, you got to start with the criminals. He didn't.
Yeah.
So he didn't even do that.
Yeah.
So he's done nothing on those fronts in terms of the promises he made us.
But I don't regret it at all. I don't even regret voting for him at all. Because what you see is all these Democrats that are starting to take up the issues that he was the one campaigning on. Ooh. So essentially what he's done is pull the Democrat Party over to the center. So if they start talking about these issues, Ro Khanna, who we have on later on this podcast, so today we got I don't even know if I already said this, but we got the Pod Save America boys.
And Ro Khanna.
The OG podcast bros. They don't get the credit that they deserve, but they are the OG bros, okay? We've kind of taken over the manosphere bro thing, but they were the Obamasphere bros or whatever that was back in the appropriate. So we sorry for taking that from you guys. But no, they're brilliant, and they've got great perspective on what's happening politically and like how the Dems can take advantage of these kind of moments where the right is fractured. And then we got Ro Khanna, who's pushing up this bill in Congress right now where he wants to release the entire unredacted Epstein files. Yeah. And we're going to get a moment where hopefully we get to see which congressmen decide that they do not want that out there. And that is going to be very telling.
Yes.
So I'm very excited for you guys to hear this conversation. But that is a great point. We're really awesome.
That makes perfect sense. Just to prove how non-partisan we are, we decided to find the biggest fucking Democrats we could and phone it in for a 2-hour comedy podcast. What the fuck are you guys doing? Just stop already. Let it go. You're not political journalists. You're dick joke comedians who do ad reads for Blue Chew and BetterHelp. They're so stuck in the whole left versus right bullshit that they don't realize it's about the average Joe versus the elites who seem to just get away with everything. And so Schultz's solution is to brag about his millionaire lifestyle and access to the White House. I mean, come on, bro. Do they not even see the slightest hint of irony in all of this? At this point, Schultz is in the lead for the most out-of-touch douchebag in comedy. At least Bert has momentary glimpses of self-awareness, where he realizes that he's a completely insufferable narcissist with daddy issues and a drinking problem. Andrew, on the other hand, surrounds himself with yes-men who massage his ego and make him feel like the smartest guy in the room.
A bit of a media storm that happened after some criticisms that I had over Trump, and I had John. I was like, John, like, am I off on this? Like, what is the best way to handle like somebody that I voted for that is not living up to their promises? I'm criticizing them, and some responses are, well, yeah, you're an idiot. And I was like, I don't know if that's the best way to build a coalition. What do you think? What do you think about that, John?
No, that drives me nuts because I think, first of all, Trump lies a lot. He's always lied a lot. And it also assumes that every single person in America was supposed to be paying attention to like every single word that Donald Trump has ever said.
Right.
And which they're not. But then aside from all that, like you said, if you want to persuade people to join your coalition, which is how you actually win elections, then when someone says, "Oh, I'm disappointed in the person I voted for," you say, "Well, welcome." Welcome to our side. That's the smart thing. Unless you want to just be right on the internet, which a lot of people just do, you know. So.
Yeah.
So can someone explain why Andrew Schultz is trying to build a political coalition? The guy has completely lost his marbles. He's so far in his own feelings over the backlash that he's trying to build a safe space for his ego to live and grow. You know, just until the weekend when he'll shoot off to the Hamptons to unwind from another tough week of podcasting and arguing with bots on Twitter. It's a hard life being part of the top 250, but thank God they're here to save us from the tyranny of big government and the destroyers of free speech. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to this channel and my main one, Podcast Cringe. There's also a link in the description to my Patreon if you're interested in my longer form uncensored content. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
I don't know what it says about me, but when they were like, maybe I had mommy issues or something, I was like, I kind of like this. Like.
Tango's newest feature, audio rooms. You can bring your friends together in live streaming chats from anywhere in the world. Experience the magic of live streaming with Tango's audio rooms.
There's an easier way. From painting and cleaning to repairs and more. Taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
How about it? Johnny got himself a new do. Huh? Very nice. My name is John Short. Man, have we put together a great show for you tonight. Economic commentator Kyla Scanlon will be here later. She's going to be talking about which La Boo Boo. I was told that's a real thing. A La Boo Boo. Apparently it's like a Teletubby with fangs. Which one's the wisest investment? But first, let me be completely frank. We had a tremendous show planned for you. Well-designed, articulate, a tremendous deconstruction of the most interesting issues of the day. We prepared a whole piece on the new Trump tariffs, breaking down the different rates and their secondary impacts. A truly illuminating dive into the overlooked role of the commodities markets in trade deficit accounting. It was going to be so funny. But sadly, at the last minute, we had to scrap all that because Elmo lost his mind.
Elmo is back to his usual family-friendly content after a hacker posted racist and anti-Semitic remarks to the Sesame Street character's X account.
This is what happens when you go too long without tickling Elmo. I'm sure it wasn't terrible. It was Elmo. How bad could it be?
The since-deleted posts called for death to the Jewish community and criticism of President Trump. The hacker also demanded the release of the Epstein files and used inappropriate language to respond to other users.
All caps, Elmo? By the way, to the news people, is that the only B-roll of Elmo you have to play for the death to Jews story? Look at Elmo in the B-roll. He's dancing. Hey, everybody, Trump's a child. Woo! Havana, Gila, Havana, Gila. For God's sakes. You don't have any footage you could use of Elmo being appropriately sad or circumspect when talking about those posts? It's Elmo. Every week he's in a spiritual crisis. Here he is. Look, we found this. This is him finding out that leaves fall off of trees. Oh, Elmo just found out about life's impermanence. Couldn't you have used that for his death to Jews stuff? Instead, he's out there, death to Jews. Anyway, these tweets were especially shocking to me as someone who has worked with Elmo. I've worked with Elmo, as everybody definitely remembers. Yeah. I hosted Elmo Palooza in, I'm gonna say 1831. This picture makes me sad for a number of reasons. It does remind me, though, of a certain point in one's career where you haven't really established yourself yet, and so they really don't give a shit if your wardrobe fits. You're just kind of a guy that's there with a suit that's there, and if it fits, great. And if it needs to also fit Big Bird for the next sketch, take it off, Stu. It's Snuffleupagus is up next. I mean, Jesus. Did I take a dump in my pants? Look at that. You know when the camera people are laughing at that? That's not fair. Richie, that's not fair. The truth is, I'm being honest, Elmo at the time was great to work with. It was. Was there a ton of coke on set? Of course. But hateful racist Elmo is not the Elmo that I remember. I know what's in Elmo's heart. And so I thought it would be appropriate to have my old friend back so that we could talk through this very difficult time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my old friend, Elmo. Elmo! Elmo, you know what we're here to talk about. The Jews. That's right. We're talking about the Jews, Elmo. I think you had something that you wanted to say.
Yes. Elmo was hacked. They hacked Elmo. They guessed Elmo's password was Elmo. Elmo 123. Elmo knows passwords to more numbers, but Elmo only knows 3 numbers.
Elmo, what did we talk about taking responsibility?
It's true. Elmo wasn't hacked. It was Elmo. But Elmo was radicalized by the manosphere. Elmo is part of the male loneliness epidemic.
Yo, this is wow.
You see,
John's
what
story is
happened
next
was,
level.
Elmo was doing his own research on flu shots. 6 hours later, because of the algorithm, Elmo was moderating the QAnon Discord chat and building homemade bombs.
Elmo,
It just came out to the same
you
thing.
need to take responsibility. Don't blame the algorithm. A lot of kids count on you for life lessons. And Elmo, accountability is a big part of that.
Are you canceling Elmo? Once again, the so-called tolerant left policing speech that's inconvenient to their woke dogma. Who's the real puppet now, John? Who's the real puppet? Who's the real puppet now? You're the real puppet.
What? Elmo, that just sounds like alt-right talking point word salad.
Yeah. You said it, not Elmo. Elmo's alt-right. No reason to cancel Elmo's funding then.
Oh my God, is that what this is about? Elmo, you're pandering to the right so you can keep your government funding for public broadcasting?
Elmo can't go back on the streets, John. You have no idea what it's like. Elmo's too pretty to live under a bridge, John. It's a life brought to you by the letter sucking. Elmo won't go back. Elmo can't go back. No!
Well, I guess I'm glad you don't, actually believe all that stuff you said about Jews.
Of course not, John. Elmo doesn't believe almost any of it. Although, I mean, it is kind of weird they all stayed home on 9/11.
Elmo, they didn't stay home! That is a myth, Elmo!
Oh, okay. Elmo, sorry, please don't let them cut Elmo's funding. You'll talk to them, won't you, Leibowitz?
All right, okay, Elmo, everybody, Elmo.
From stinky diapers to stinky feet, odors can be caused by bacteria that linger in your air. Unlike air fresheners, Lysol air sanitizer eliminates odors by killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria in the air. Scent can't
So right
sanitize,
now-
Lysol can.
I was attempting to make a 3D wheelchair, but it's not actually coming out like this.
Noom, the psychology-based weight loss company?
Yes, Noom combines medication and behavior change so you can lose the weight and keep it off.
And it starts at just $149.
Noom, the smart way to lose weight.
The pursuit to serve others is yours. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu. Hey there, ever thought mining Bitcoin could be this easy? CT Pool mobile app makes it possible, you know? Our app handles the grunt work, no device power needed. Dive in today and watch your earnings grow. Ready? Let's go.
Bam. Now we got the opening ceremony. And what we can do is go into adapter.
That was enlightening. I didn't expect any of that. Elmo shoots from the hip. You can't control him. I'll admit, the sucking thing threw me off, too. I thought that was weird. Now, the impetus for Elmo's rant seems to be the Department of Justice memo that has just been released that said the Epstein sex trafficking case was officially closed and that no new information would be forthcoming. And while Elmo is demanding that the files be released, Donald Trump's response is brought to you by the letters FU.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. Are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable? You guys ran on it. Remember this?
We need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
This Epstein sex ring operation, I'm not letting it go ever. Ever.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know.